Michigan State. Give me the lowdown on Michigan State.
Got a lot of work to do. Aidan Chiles at times was very fun and interesting, and at times he threw the ball to teams not wearing the same uniform that he was wearing last year.
Yeah.
I think he's intriguing. I think there is a decent amount to like about the receiver group. Running the ball was tough. The lines were tough last year. They return a bunch in the secondary. It's just one of those like prove it years from this defense specifically for me for Michigan State to feel all that good about Michigan State. I think the offense will improve. I think the identity will improve. They made hires, it seems, on offense. So it's just, I think it's, was it Brian Lindgren who came over from Michigan State to help run the offense with Jonathan Smith? I think that'll keep working nicely when they're not turning the ball over. So I'm decently high on Michigan State. I'm going to need to see it. Like the highs were at least something, right? The highs basically are limited to that Iowa game last year. It's a talent thing right now. Like,
it is. But, they did raise the floor with transfers.
I hope.
Albeit smaller
We've
school guys.
We've kind of said that the last 4 years of Michigan State,
I know.
though.
Smaller school guys, but I think they can improve upon the offensive line. And I think if anybody can get the most out of these guys, it's someone like Jonathan Smith, who's been a proven program builder. That's why they hired him.
Right.
It is not a certainty that any of these guys are going to pop. So it's always a risk anytime you go into the portal. But I think he has raised the floor there. I think the defense can make things interesting. They did lose 4 of their 5 top tacklers.
Yeah.
Definitely that hurts, but the upside, I think, is there because there were injuries last season. You just got more people experience. So the depth looks better to me. I believe I saw they brought in 9 defensive line transfers. So,
but that's not
front,
great that have to do that.
No, it's not great. But up front, it's a question of can they generate a pass rush? I feel like I'm a broken record here. I'm talking about that with all these teams.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do that at all last season, but they're at least trying. Again, they were self-aware enough to know where they need to improve, and we'll see if they can do it. Offensively, they'll at least be interesting, right? Like Aidan Chiles, Nick Marsh. If nothing more, they've got those 2 guys. Nick
Starting
Marsh
point. Yep.
set freshman records last season for receptions and receiving yards. Aidan Chiles, the best of Aidan Chiles, yes, is very exciting. The worst of him was leading the Big Ten, per our friends over at PFF, with 20 turnover-worthy plays last season.
Interceptable balls or fumble-y moments. Yeah.
Yes. So, yes, they got to iron that out against a tough schedule, like at USC, at Nebraska, at Indiana, at Minnesota, at Iowa, excuse me. Also, Michigan and Penn State, both at home. It's a very difficult path to get to a bowl. So if they're going to do it, they got to start 3-0 against Western Michigan, against Boston College, against Youngstown. Then they got to pick up 3 along the rest of the way here. Like Maryland's probably beatable, but
UCLA at home.
UCLA, but even that one's not.
Oh, it's not obvious. Yeah. It's a week after UCLA plays Penn State, though.
If you believe Michigan State is a bowl team, you're buying some sort of second-year boost from Jonathan Smith that maybe isn't showing up on paper right now.
I don't know how you can think anything extreme about Michigan State in any one direction when they just have added so many different players at key spots. So you really have to buy into another full season of development in Aidan Chiles being a game changer, having a nice connection with the receivers, and given enough time. They have one of the best offensive line coaches in the country, but they're bringing in this dude from wherever, Montana State, and this dude from Wake Forest. It's just like, oh, I hope it all gels. I hope it all works out. It's more new again. They lose a bunch of starters who didn't contribute a ton to actual winning football. They were good players in different respects, but this was not a 9-win roster last year. And they're hoping that a lot of changes means a lot more wins.